Hello, I'm going to give you a quick overview today of how to use the AutoMix sound system in the auditorium. This allows you to be able to run smaller events where you have 1 to 3 microphones and you don't need a sound technician on hand to fire up and use the big soundboard with all the bells and whistles. You just need a simple microphone, maybe a podium. Let's walk through it together. Hand side, there's a black box next to the shells that are used to put behind the band, choir, and orchestra. Open up this cabinet, and in here lies all the sound equipment that you will need for a very simple production. Let's look more in depth now about how to use the system. So in the middle of the cabinet is this golden touchscreen with the Viking logo on it. Touch that logo as it says press anywhere on the screen to begin setup or startup. And now you would put in the security code and press the proceed button down at the bottom. It comes up and it says AutoMix, which is exactly what you want because this is the AutoMix system right here. So click the proceed button, and down at the bottom there's a little blue line that's showing you the progress. It takes about 30 to 45 seconds for everything to start up. And now the system is on and ready to use. Let's walk through this screen and see what you have access to. So the first thing, if you're doing a presentation that you need the projector for, you can touch right here. Right now the projector is off, it's red. Push the button, now it's warming up. And when the projector is ready for use, that button will turn green. Right beside that it says Projo screen, so projector screen. Up, down, or stop. You can just push the down button. It will automatically stop when it gets to the proper position. And then over here on the right is AV audio. That's the level, so you have access to a volume control. You can turn the system up or you can turn the system down as needed. It's usually going to come on right in the middle, and that's usually pretty close for most events when you connect your laptop. Now the projector is ready for use. As you look over on the far side here on the left, it has a section that says audio. You don't need to mess with any of that because that's for other systems. Video, you will need this potentially. If you're connecting your laptop to the HDMI port backstage, then this button says AV1, audio video 1, and in parentheses it says stage. That one's automatically selected because that's where most people will patch in. So if you're connecting backstage, you don't need to do anything with it. It will be fine. If you're going to connect from the audio booth in the back of the room, you would need to touch the AV2 button. It says booth right there. If you're going to use Apple TV, then you can connect or touch on the Apple TV button, and the Apple TV will be active. I never recommend using Apple TV in the auditorium because if it's big enough, if you have a big enough event that you're going to have hundreds or even 1,000 people in the auditorium for, you don't want to take a chance on being kicked off of Apple TV. Hardwired is always preferable if you can. And then the next button is camera control and record control. Again, you probably don't need those, so that's okay. Back to room setup. When you're done with the day and you're finished with your event, please, before you leave the auditorium, come back and turn the projector off. You just touch it once. Notice it says it's cooling down. And raise the projector screen. Touch the up button. It will automatically raise the screen. And then press the exit button. And that gets you, and again it says proceed. Please touch the proceed button. And now the blue line is moving as it powers down the system in reverse order of how it started up. And that's how to utilize this system. Now, what I didn't show you yet, so let's do that real quick, like microphones. You're going to need some microphones. So let's look back out here in this cabinet. Down here at the bottom, there is a drawer that you can open up, and it has microphones in it. It has 3 handheld microphones, and it has one lavalier microphone that you can clip on to your lapel, sometimes called a lapel mic. that you can clip on if you want to do that. Each one of these has its own power switch. These are labeled H1, H2, and H3. So you can turn the power switch on. You'll see the little light turn on if it has batteries in it. This one does not. Let's go to another one. And notice it says Auditorium Custodial System. That's another name for this system besides AutoMix. When you turn it on, notice it will light up and it will show you the battery. It will show you how much battery is left in it here. So again, there are 3 handhelds and 1 lavalier mic that you can use in this cabinet. Now let's look at where the controls are backstage to plug in your laptop. Okay, so now we're backstage, and once again, we're still on what's known as stage right, or excuse me, stage left. So as we're standing on the stage and looking out at the audience, there's the front of the stage. So as I'm looking out at the audience, I'm on the left-hand side of the stage. And here's a little control station. You have 2 things at your fingertips. One, you have another place that you can raise or lower the screen, the projection screen from. It too has an up, a down, and a stop button, but you've probably already done that from the black box that we were just in. So you probably won't need it there, but you can if you wish. Now, here is the box where you're going to plug in your computer. So we're going to run a cable. We have an HDMI cable backstage, and it has both ends on it. One that goes in here for HDMI. Notice it says HDMI right here, so you can just plug that in. And the other end will go to your computer, and we bought the appropriate cable, so it's a USB-C that will go to your computer. It already is attached to the cable, so all you have to do is run it out to your computer, and you've got plenty of cable there. It's got a 50-foot, 60-foot cable on it, so you won't have any problems getting it to your computer. And then, just so you're aware, up here on the wall is going to be where this is going to be hung. It's not there yet. I don't have a hook for it, but it will have a hook that will hang right here on the wall for you. And so it'll always be handy. You don't have to wonder where it is. But when you use the system, please string the cable as you need. And then, when it's all said and done, please hang it back up so it's ready for the next person after coiling the cable, of course, so it's not a big knotted mess. Now, the last thing you need to know, this is the video input in the back of the auditorium at the audio booth, where you can also connect your laptop. Notice it has the same Crestron control panel that we saw backstage. We can turn the entire system on and off. But remember, here in the video tab, you do have to tell it AV2, which is from the audio booth. And there you have it. All the ways you can connect your computer and turn on and get access to microphones in the West Auditorium.